Welcome to DFS Karma, where we talk about our favorite fantasy sports plays for football, basketball, baseball, and pretty much everything else. Be sure to check out and create an account with all of our partners, such as MonkeyKnifeFight.online, PrizePicks.online, and StatHero.online. Use the promo code KARMA on any of these sites to get an exclusive deposit bonus. And don't forget to check out all of our free fantasy content on DFSKarma.com, as well as our own premium plays. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. Please welcome today's hosts.
What is up, Karma Nation? Welcome back on another edition of the Teeing It Up podcast edition. I'm your host, AC, with both DFS Karma and Bet Karma. And as always, I have my co-captain, Sam Sherman, who I'm sure is going to rudely interrupt me in about 5 seconds and just try to start talking baseball. So go ahead, Sam, start trolling me. Let's real quick talk about what's been going on in the last 7 to 8 days at the Karma Empire, right?
No,
so
dude,
go ahead.
I don't even want to it's like your ego is already big enough as it is, but I'll tell the people, I mean, Anthony's up over like $250,000 in the last, let's call it like 8 days. Like that's
7 days, 8 days.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, besides like winning a Millie Maker, I think you're kind of at the top right now. I mean,
I'm peaking. You're seeing the best of me, and like within the next 7 to 10 days, it's all going downhill, physically, mentally, and all the above.
Like if like the world is right, like you should regress and lose like at least a quarter of that. But no, dude, it's a hell of a run. And I gotta say, I mean, I'm like extremely transparent. My records and stuff are always in all my articles and like that. But Anthony, I'll say it for him, like he's literally giving out his core lineups for all the subs, and then he's playing it, and then it's winning, and people are like, how is he winning? And it's like, dude, he literally gave me like 80% away. Like,
in all seriousness, I mean, that's why I wanted to at least start with it. Obviously, it's awesome stuff. We had some other big wins too as well. I mean, the proof's in the pudding, right? I know even you and I were talking real quick, brief before we started on this. And the reality is I haven't really changed much in my process. We had the huge win last week. Obviously, we talked about that in golf, right? We talked about everything that went into that, the research, the winning a satellite, attorney ticket, and then boom, third place for 150,000. And then, baseball yesterday was literally a core play. So if you guys aren't already a subscriber, head to the website, dfskarma.com, click subscriptions. It's bright, it's bold, and it's orange. Click subscriptions for all our sports. It's called MVP. If you want to dice up golf or just MLB or some of the other ones, NFL starting, the value is in MVP. So we did want to lead off. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, $250,000, $275,000 with the same core plays that is given from me to the customers, along with the rest of our staff who do a hell of a job. So enough on that. But yes, we had to open with that. It was, I will say, I'm grateful. I'm humbled. I mean, my wife and I took a walk last night. It's just like, I can't even believe it freaking happened. Again, right? I mean, my whole DFS career, I've been grinding, and then to have 2 6-figure wins within 7 days. And the reality is, Sam, I mean, I haven't done anything different. Bankrolls for me stays the same. So, all right, we're nipping that in the butt. We're moving on because the people that really are on here, shout out to y'all who are consistently on here every week. Please, if you can, give us a review. iTunes, Android, YouTube, give us the thumbs up, the like, that helps us out. We're going to talk everything tonight. The Northern Trust at TPC Boston. It's time for the FedEx Cup playoffs. I'm super excited. I mean, this field is loaded. I will say, obviously, it's Monday. It's early. We wanted to get this podcast done. I'm personally relying on Sam more so this week than others. I'm heading to Vegas, and no, it was not just because of the win. It was a planned bachelor party, but you can bet your bottom dollar, Sam, I will be having some fun in Vegas this weekend. But needless to say, I will be relying on you because I'm having a softer week for golf. I'll probably honestly use the optimizer. That's on the website as well under the subscription products. I'll probably run 20, 40, 60 lineups using that optimizer, man. And then I'll probably make one main cash lineup. So let's get into it. Talk to me about this course. I mean, I did zero research. What are we looking at? What type of golfer? What's the course setup going to be like?
Yeah, so I think I think most people will know it because a lot of people are reading content on the industry, like all mine will be out and everything. Normally the Northern Trust rotates with kind of a couple courses. It has not been played here. Normally this course is for the Dell Technologies, which was eliminated last year when they shortened the FedEx Cup to make way so they could finish everything by football. This year everything's all jacked up, but it's like, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know, it's not going to be anything like last week, and it's obviously a tougher course, but it's kind of similar. And then I'm looking at all the same stats. Like, the greens are around the same size. It's bent instead of Bermuda, but I expect a cut around like 2 over. I mean, it's only 125 guys, so there'll definitely be a higher 6 for 6. But it's different in that I think there's obviously, like every week, there's always those guys you can kind of cross off, like the scrubs who just have no chance. But this week, I think you can definitely get some guys down low that are pretty, they're, I guess, ranked in the top 125. I think some of these guys still are not that great, but I think we'll have a score. It's around 17 or 18. You've got to be really good with your long approaches. I think approaches over like 200 can be a little noisy because, who's hitting a 250-yard shot into the par 5 to 3 feet? That's pretty rare. So, like, targeting the guys long on approaches from like 150 to 200, really good bent grass putter. These greens are really fast, I will say. And I think if you're looking at comp courses, I mean, I would use our partner Fantasy National, but in general, whatever you're using, I mean, look at Liberty National, which has actually hosted this event before, TPC Twin Cities, which was the 3M a few weeks ago, and Ridgewood, which is a Donald Ross course. But I don't know, man, long approach. I mean, literally, I'm looking at, honestly, almost the exact same stats as last week, with the exception of I'm looking more at strokes gained off the tee this week because I think, every week they have an advantage, but I really think the Bombers here have kind of more of an advantage than normal. But that's what I'm looking at. I mean, the par 5s, again, that's kind of a noisy stat, looking at strokes gained par 5 occasionally, but you do really have to score because these are so easy. I mean, all these guys can hit 2 out of 3 of these par 5s and 2. So, yeah, I mean, loaded field. I'm excited. I think this is the last good week of golf for a few weeks because there's actually a cut. Next 2 weeks aren't a cut. So I'm pretty excited. And I'm also sick of getting overshadowed with screenshots because I've won like 3 weeks in a row. My screenshots are literally like the babiest screenshots ever compared to yours. So I'm pumped.
Hey, man, stop hating with the sentiment out the gate about the ego thing. That's not my style. I don't play that card. But
no,
yeah, I mean, a win's a win. You're grinding, dude. I see it. The hustle's there. Everybody knows you got some of the best content in the industry. You're right there with everybody. And I make a lot of my decisions based on your intel, especially this week. I'm definitely going to rely on it, like I said, more so than others. So as always, we're going to start the DraftKings edition starting up top for, the $10,000 price guys and above. It's really a good way to start the podcast and kick it off. Of course, all these guys, like we say every week, it's so redundant. We are getting late in the season for any newbies out there listening to us. But these guys are all going to be owned. Sam and I might hint at some guys that could be theoretically a little bit lower owned. And frankly, again, it's Monday, so we don't really have too much as far as projections. But I'll start it off. I mean, just me literally looking at pricing for the first time today. People, I think, are going to play JT no matter what. I mean, that's just where we're at right now with JT. That's just my first gut looking at this thing. I mean, he ranked second in my model. There's no need to discuss. I think he's obviously probably the best player in the world. I mean, is he still number one? I'm not sure. I feel like it changes every week now. But simply looking at this, making a main lineup, depending on looking down at pricing later, I don't know, man. Bryson was starting to come around last week. I mean, was he not, or the week before? I mean,
dude, you stole it. I think Bryson's gonna win. I think Bryson's gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, 11-1, I feel like I get the discount a little bit with Rory and DJ. Don't get me wrong, I love DJ, but I don't know, man. I mean, I just feel like I'm staring at Bryson. So that's where you're at as well?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, okay, first of all, what I will say, I mean, and again, I'm glad you said it first. I mean, you'll see my article tomorrow, and it's just like, everyone kind of always talks about, like, I get a lot of heat because, like, I have to pick plays to fade, and, like, hilariously, a lot of times my fades will be, like, mostly good, and then I'll fade some guy who wins or comes top 2. Like, literally, I would say every single person from, like, 8,400 and above, I think is a viable play. Like, they're all good plays, but, like, Bryson, I think, finally showed some life at Harding Park with his approach game. I mean, off the tee, it's not even close. He's the best in the field. And honestly, I mean, I really think Bryson is the best putter on tour. I really do. I think he just like
He's so good.
I normally like do the I hate like that's why I always fade Fitzpatrick because like his irons have kind of been shitty the last like 3 months, but he just makes every putt. Bryson just makes every putt like every week. Like he's just such a good putter. So Bryson's my favorite play above 10K. And honestly, like I will probably play Bryson. I'll definitely have JT, and then I will probably play Rahm because I think he's too cheap. And I honestly, Scary will probably fade Rory and Morikawa. And Dustin Johnson, his price seems to keep flying around. I'm going to play Dustin. I think he's going to be the lowest owned of the 10K. But like you said, everyone's going to be owned. I just think he'll be relative the lowest owned above 10K.
Yeah, and just to put a button on this top up here, it pains me to say it because my boy Colin came through so big at the PGA Championship.
He's
for
so
all
good.
that money. I mean, he was a part of it. I know that the guys, I know he was highly owned in DFS, but just the way the lineup made out, I mean, I made out like a bandit with Morikawa winning. I just did. And I might have to fade him, 10-2, call it a little recency bias, I know I hate fading the guy that wins. I hate being that guy. DJ, I don't know, man. I mean, he's honestly a coin flip. I love him too, but 10-4 is getting up there now. And Rory's just not been Rory. So I'm not probably touching Rory.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Did you see
it's
his press conference? I will say, I mean, it's always dumb to read in narratives. Did you see, like, they were asking him after the PGA Championship when he finished, like, I don't even know, but he was like, yeah, I don't know if I have it right now. I just can't. He's like, I don't know what it's going. I don't know what it is. I just can't put it all together. And that was like,
golf,
wow.
man. You know the game. He doesn't have it right now. I mean, just I was clicking his data. It's bad for him.
No, I mean, again, it's also, I will say, the other side of the coin, I mean, I'm obviously a very data-driven person. On the other side, I mean, like, could Rory come out and win this by 5 shots? I'd be surprised. Absolutely not. Like, he would win. I'd be like, of course Rory won. Like, it's been a while. But, yeah, I mean, dude, Rahm at 10K is a little too cheap, don't you think?
I think so. And I love Rahm. You know me. You don't have to convince me to play Rahm. But, yeah, that's a lot of guys up top. Let's move down to the next section from the X-Man at 9,700, who seems to always be in the hunt for the big games. Now let's stop at we'll kind of do this in 4 tiers. Let's stop at Paul Casey at 85. That's a solid $1,000 there. So I'll let you start the pivot there. Who are you looking for building blocks in this range?
Yeah. Again, like I said up top, these guys are all good plays. Jason Day is gonna be really popular. I will play him. I've been on him now for like a month. He continues to look really good. I mean, his back can give out.
Cost me $150,000, but
sure
carry on.
Won me 500, which Trump changed to you. But I mean, I like Day. Patrick Reed's gonna be really popular. I will play him as well. Eat that chalk. I'm curious to see what people do with 2 guys. So Daniel Berger, dude. I mean, I don't know. He might be in the best form of anyone. He has looked like really, really good. Like every facet of his game, even that missed cut, which completely screwed me. I mean, he still had a fine week. He just had like around the green game was terrible. But my favorite, I guess let's call them building blocks here, is I like that. I'm definitely, now that everyone hates him, including me, I'm definitely playing Brooks. I go back and forth him. I never play him. Now that he missed that cut, people hate him. He's a complete tool. I'm playing him for sure. Obviously, I'm playing Tiger, but because no one's going to play him, also form a winner here. But yeah, I don't know. I really like Berger and Brooks. I think they could be 2 of the lowest owned in this range. Again, all relative. And I'm fine fading the likes of Xander, who I never play, Webb, not on Bermuda. And then, I don't know, Cantlay has looked not that great. I don't know what it is.
I ain't touching Cantlay.
No, I don't know what
it is. So awesome to fade that guy in the big tournament last
wonderful.
week. And
I agree.
That was amazing. Yeah. He should have not made the cut, by the way.
I know.
He birdied 17 and 18, I believe, on Friday to make the cut.
He was in my cash. I was like, just miss the cut. I don't even care. I was
like, it was a good cash play. I mean,
yeah, I was like,
I was just trying to, what I was trying to do in that tournament, still make a really good lineup with like a couple of pivots. I mean, that's really what I was trying to do. I got Tiger at 4%. I'm with you. I always play Tiger. Played him last week, had him at 4% in a Millie Maker tournament, $1 million the first, 300 people. I mean, nobody ever wants to play this guy. I don't know. Maybe this week, instead of doing 3 max, I'll probably just have my cash main lineup and then just one hedge. I honestly just don't have that much time, like I said this week. But Tiger will be in that lineup because nobody plays.
I know I'm a homer, but like actually, if you look at the PGA Championship, I have actually not seen Tiger putt that bad in like a year. Like he hit the ball.
Yeah, it was bad. Well, he used that new putter, so I don't know. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm fine. Paul Casey, I bet you're gonna play. You're definitely gonna play Paul Casey.
I always like Paul Casey, and I don't know. So okay, my question to you: this whole entire range, because there's a lot of these type of guys. What is the projected final score? I mean, what's the honest range here? Is this not a birdie fest? I mean, this is a tough course.
No,
right?
it is. It is like it. I mean, honestly, like guys can go out and shoot 63 here. It's not like it's. I assume it'll be like negative or minus like 18.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I mean, so I won't be on honestly, Casey. I won't be on Fleetwood. I'll consider Matsuyama. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
I just want the guys. We're here. Here's my take on this range. I'm kind of with you. Like I should have played Day in the big tournament, but I was trying to get a little sneaky. He was one of the guys I faded who I knew would be like 30%. He was like 27% owned. And then he kind of screwed me at the end. But Day ranks first in my model, 5th in strokes gained tee to green last 12 rounds, 9th in ball striking, 3rd in DraftKings points, 5th in approach, 10th in birdie or better, 2nd in stroke gained par 5. I mean, I just feel like Jason Day, I need to play him in cash this week and like move on. I mean, 9,300 to me, considering how he's playing, I feel like 9,300 is valuable this week. I feel like that's more than fair. So I think that's like the first misprice I see in this range.
Yeah, if you want another, he's played this course literally the last 10 times. He missed the cut in 2018. His back was probably broken. And before that, he literally did not come. He came inside the top 25 8 of 9 times.
Yeah, see, I mean, this Day's just heating up for this time of year, and he's healthy, I guess. I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, again, he's healthy for him.
It can't lay no. Koepka, yes, actually. Koepka probably will be in my main GPP lineup just because as much as I hate the guy, how is he 9,100? I mean, this dude, he has like one hit. He still is going to be a top 5. He'll top 5. He has one hit. I don't understand. I mean, like you said, mega hot.
I mean, dude, Koepka, his stats normally are not incredible, but he just has the winning upside.
Yeah,
but,
they're actually good.
He's firing he can't make a putt, which is bizarre.
I know.
It's weird. It's so weird.
And I gotta say, the more I look at it right now, again, this is just so early. It's Monday.
Now, I know.
No. I'm not playing Finau, but I would consider a combo of Day and Brooks in a main cash lineup, as crazy as that sounds. I mean, Brooks is 9,100. Honestly, there's no. I mean, I know there's a difference, but relatively speaking, heading into the weekend, say they're both 3 under. I mean, Bryson is 11,100. Brooks is 9,100. I mean, Brooks is playing really well right now. I mean, he really is. If he gets the putter going, I mean, my God, it's usually, like you said, it's usually not like this. I know he didn't look good at the window, but I don't care. That to me means absolutely zero. I didn't want to watch that much this past week because I didn't want to form too much bias in my head. Brooks, if he wants to make a statement just because he's a little, let's be real, he's kind of an asshole. I think he's going to try to finish real strong in the FedEx Cup going into the next season, no matter what, just because he's got a lot of flack on him right now. Yes, it's going to be hard to fade Berger. This guy is just unbelievable right now. I don't know, in golf, sometimes you just got to play this super mega hot hand. Berger just, I mean, how does he not come top 15 at least, right? So that's value. And then, we talked about these other names, but Finau, I love Finau. I don't think I'll play a Finau. I don't think, in our main lineup. Casey, Matsuyama.
And torch me again. It's just, oh my God.
I'll consider Finau. He is my boy.
Of course. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to Adam Scott at 8,400, who actually looked pretty good at the PGA Championship, down to, we'll stop at 7,400, and then we can talk about the range of 73 below. So 74 through 84, another $1,000 range. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to convince people last week, and I played him in one of my main 3. I mean, dude, Fleetwood just does not look good. I don't know what it is.
No.
I've never been I'm always a Fleetwood fan. I like him. He just has looked off. he was gaining all the strokes putting, which he did again this last week. Didn't look good. I don't really have much interest in Hovland either. I think Hovland's cooled off a little bit. I like him long term. Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I agree.
Complete pussy. I'm not playing him, obviously. Dude, I don't know. I mean, am I just have too much recency bias? Scotty Scheffler ranks out like really well for me.
Well, yeah, that's my dog. I mean, Scotty's too hottie. I mean, the guy that literally, I mean, let's be real. He was 14% owned in that tournament. Yes, 14% of people had him. That's still low owned in 300 people. He helped me. I mean, he helped me win my money. I will be loyal. The dude is so good. He ranks 6th in my model, actually 8th in strokes gained tee to green, 10th off the tee. I mean, yeah, there's probably merit to fading him, I guess, but it's an elite play. I mean, you can play him in cash. I wouldn't even be upset if he.
I agree.
If he failed.
I mean, my favorite plays in this range are probably. I'm interested in your take because he burned me so bad this last week on Rose. I'll wait on him, but Ricky is a ridiculous price. I don't care how he's been playing under 8,000. That's absurd. I mean, that's ridiculous.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I haven't either. I mean, I'll for sure play him. He's going to be popular. He's former winner here. But, dude, Matthew Wolff and Abraham Answer are my favorite plays by far. Wolff has been on an absolute
I love Wolff.
He's on a
mispriced.
He's not even
7,800.
He ranks first for me in opportunities gained, 15th in birdies or better, 10th off the tee, 8th in approach, 14th tee to green, under 8,000 all day. Answer had like 4 bad rounds total over the last couple of tournaments of bad approach, so everyone's kind of off him. He's still very, very good. He just is not. He wasn't clicking like he was. But those are my favorites in that range. I'm not playing Spieth. Gary has lost a little bit off the tee. Horschel's going to be popular. Hatton, I never play. I mean, I think Wolff and Answer are by far my favorite in this range.
Yeah, Billy. Speaking of Billy, he's going to be you're right. He's going to be popular. I mean, you don't just come in second the week before. You know the game. He's in mid-70s, but he's a good play. I mean, he's a good play. I'll have to consider him in cash. I mean, he did gain a ton of strokes putting last week. That's something to be, I guess, if you want to look for something to be concerned. But he's kind of favorably priced. He ranks 28th in my model, but that's kind of relatively speaking. I mean, 4th in opportunities. He's going to make a lot of birdies. 4th in birdies gained. I do, like I said, worry much about the pricing. Totally agree. And Wolff ranks freaking 4th in my model. And frankly, watching last Sunday, I'm not talking about this past Sunday, the previous Sunday when we had the big tournament, I got scared shitless of Wolff because there were some lineups with Wolff, nothing crazy, but again, 8% owned. That would have put the dagger in me as far as, elite cash. Like, I mean, I would have still cashed, but it would not have been what it was. And Wolff missed so many easy putts down the stretch. I was just in utter shock. And I loved it. I needed him to miss those putts. I mean, I really did. So he's somebody that, if you just want to make one lineup this week and you kind of have like a chalky plays around your guys, like I don't know. I don't think Wolff's going to be popular. That's just my guess.
I think Wolff is cash playable.
Yeah, he's definitely cash. He just scores so much. If he makes a cut, which, like you said, it's a shortened pool.
Yeah, it's 125.
We need to consider that.
Yeah.
He's going to score a lot of points. I mean, he just is. Yeah, Ricky, I'll have to look into Ricky. I mean, I feel like you talk and write up Ricky more than I ever play him, but I agree. He's just, I don't think I remember him being this cheap.
No, he just hasn't. He hasn't looked good. He keeps missing cuts. I mean, he just can't. His approach has been kind of bad. He hasn't been putting very well. But again, I mean, I'm going off. He knows this course. Obviously, he won here, but I don't know. I mean,
wow, Harris English is down here. He's been playing well. I think he'll get some traction. People have been playing a lot of Harris English. So let me talk about a few guys I won't be playing. What pains me to say it, but Cooch is just dead. I mean, 7,400. This guy normally would be like an elite cash play, but he's having a really bad year. Brendan Todd's down there. I don't know if people are going to play him. I mean, Lowry's there. No. Cameron Champ. No.
Played Brendan Todd last week, dude. I couldn't believe. I don't know.
We talked about that. I mean, Kevin Kisner. I don't know. You like Kisner more than I do, but I probably won't go there. Although I can see it.
Yeah.
I probably won't go to Answer. I just feel like he's, again, now I'm starting to think about inversely at things earlier in the season. Now we're getting late in the season. I don't know, Answer. I know he's been around, 2 years now. It's just, he's showing signs just like Sungjae. I know Sungjae came in 9th last week, I believe. Woodland, dude, I am not touching Woodland after him being the negative cog to my lineup. 2 weeks ago. He was the only one that underperformed. There's no way I'm touching him. Spieth, no way. No way to happen. And Rose, I think, has been a mirage of sorts.
Yeah,
so
what are
far.
your thoughts on Rose? He's like been so
not
up and
playing.
down.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
I don't
playing
know.
him. He's lucking out, dude. He's scrambling really well. He is hitting greens from like shitty parts of the rough. That one putting. I mean, come on, you know what's gonna happen soon. He's 8,000 now, so that's a no for me. All right, let's jump down below. I think there's some names. That's why I wanted to go 4 tiers, 7,300 and below. Who are you looking at?
So he kind of burned me the first 3 days, and he came back. I'm once again going back to Ryan Palmer. His stats are so good. I think I'm just being fooled by it. I just have decided. I guess I didn't really realize he wasn't putting badly. He's just not a good putter. But his irons have been so good. He ranks 5th in opportunities gained for me, 4th in approach, 15 to green. I like Ryan Palmer a lot. I'm going to Ian Poulter. I mean, do I think Ian Poulter can win at like 1,800 par? Probably not. But I like that he's kind of a Patrick Reed light, and that he's not as much of a winner, but he can kind of grind it out, and he can get hot. Joel Damon, I mean, dude, our boy. I mean, Joel Damon. I mean, too cheap. I hope to God people go back to Ryan Moore. I'm glad I faded that chalk bomb last week. And then what range are we going to? How low do you want me to go?
Just below. I mean, no, I can go to, and you can look even deeper stick. So did you bring up our boy Henley, who we talk about Henley every week. I'm honestly sick of it.
Yeah, I'm playing Henley. He's so good.
Like, why can't he just win? I mean, he came in 9th.
He could have won last week. He could have won last week.
He got hot at the end. I don't know. Henley does trend well. I just worry that I just keep getting him wrong, even though I talk about him every week. I agree with you with Palmer, man. I thought about playing him in my main roster 2 weeks ago. I am going to target bombers probably a little bit more this week, and Palmer is just elite, and he tends to score, and he does tend to get a little trigger happy when he's hot. Like he just he gets the vibes going. Did you bring up your boy Sam Burns? I mean, Sam Burns.
Ready too. Yeah, he's him and Henley having a good weekend's like basically tripled me up for the week, which was huge.
It could be one of those situations to avoid. I mean, I don't know. It's tough, man. Like again, there's just so many guys this week. I mean, Joaquin Niemann. I already know people are gonna play him. I don't think I'm gonna. He's been a little too volatile, but I can see people going there. I could see people taking the Ches Reavie plunge. Again, I really do want bombers more so this week. Just I guess
all right. Kind of you want bombers?
Where we're talking.
Let me give you my under 7K play, who has like eagle upside, looked pretty good last week. Terrible putter, dude. Jason Koprak, the Koprak 6,800. That dude crushes the ball. He actually is, if I'm not mistaken, has played well here before. Yeah, I mean, he came 24th in 2018. He's made 5 out of 6 cuts here. He has an 8th place finish 3 years ago at TPC Boston. Koprak can just randomly, you saw it this last weekend. He I think on Saturday it was, Saturday he shot 8 under. He's a stud. I'm gonna fall for the Kevin Na trap again. When he gets hot, he makes a lot of birdies. He'll probably screw me. And then I'm going to once again get burned by Brendan Steele. Dude, Brendan Steele, if he was even a below average putter, if he even putted badly instead of terribly, he would finish so well. Man, he just
How about this guy? Our boy Henrik Norlander is 6,600. I mean, people are gonna play him in cash, no question.
I might be one of those people.
I mean, I would consider too. It does suck he doesn't have the driving distance, but I don't think that's anything you should shy away from.
I was hoping people get scared off. He had a bad weekend, so I'm hoping people get scared off by that. He's still so elite. He's so good. I mean,
he's only the guy this year too. I mean,
yeah. I mean, the only other guys I like, JT Poston, despite having a terrible week last week, is good for me. And then I'm playing Cam Davis at 6,200.
That's your guy. I mean, he played well. I saw him on the leaderboard, and I was like, "Wow, Sam's probably loving life." I know he plays him every week.
Yeah, dude. He's top 25 in tee green, approach, 6 in birdie or better, 6 in opportunities. He makes eagles. I mean, dude, he's pretty big goat.
I'm just going to run through a couple names, not a long analysis, but Zach Johnson looked good last week. People are always going to play Corey Connors. I've always been one of those guys, but I don't know, man. 6,900, I'll probably be kind of off that train. If you want to complete 2% dark, you can always play a Luke List in a GPP if you want to get weird with it. He legit can just win you, he's the guy that can win you $100,000, even if you have a chalk lineup around him.
Yeah.
People have been playing Taylor Gooch at 6,500. I mean, there's names down here, but in my opinion, just looking at it like live while we're on the podcast tonight, the best way to make a lineup this week for sure is probably going to fade the guys up top. I mean, we do say that more often than not. Sure, Bryson can win, JT can win, DJ can win, but it looks like the ideal way to build a lineup this week could be to start with a Day, a Koepka, a Reed-ish, and kind of work from there. I mean, there's just so many guys in the lower K9 range, 8K range that I think make for great builds, but there's also some in the sevens, you can kind of dip down there too. But 6K range, it just looks like right now, as much as I want to have the party with the pants off, Sam, I would love to win with the guys in the 6K range. I just feel like I never do, and I love these guys, but for me, it's really Norlander, it's Sam Burns, and maybe one or two other guys I'd consider down here. But this is the FedEx Cup playoffs. Like, it's a little bit different with these guys down below. So
yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll say, I kind of agree with you in that you can fade the top, but I will say, I wouldn't get too cute. Like, for instance, like, if you're in a one and done or betting, like, normally in these big field events with the studs, like, the cream does rise to the top. I mean, yeah, you get, like, I think Chris Kirk won here like 5 years ago or whatever, but like normally like the guys who should probably be winning are winning this tournament, in my opinion.
Correct.
And
yeah.
when I say the guys, like the top 20 on the board, top 15.
Speaking of betting, I mean, my God, obviously I was super ecstatic yesterday, even when Billy lost at the end because the Indians happened to win the stack, the MLB big win yesterday around the same time. I did feel bad because I wasn't really paying attention. I debated earlier on when I saw Herman was like lurking because I knew he was like the guy that actually did have the shot, and I didn't put a hedge on, and I felt bad for our subscribers at Bet Karma, but it is what it is. I mean, we've had an amazing run. A lot of the picks that you've wrote up, not only just outrights, the top 20 bets as well, top 10s. Your units are, basically skyrocketing this year again for the second year in a row. So make sure you check out the content at betkarma.com. So we'll finish the podcast as we always do. Besides the studs up top, Sam, who's your one pick to win this week that you would put in a one and done and your outright bet of some value?
Yeah, I guess we're talking like above 50 to 1 or whatever. I mean, I'll take Matthew Wolff. Dude, I got him. I bet him. That will be my one. Join our Discord, and you'll probably see in my article. But I bet Matthew Wolff at 66. I think there's still like a 70 out there, but I think Matthew Wolff has the upside to win this tournament. He's looked so good.
It's a really good bet. I have not made any bets as of yet, but value-wise, man, I would assume, and I have not looked right now, but I got to figure Berger's probably in that like 25 to 30 range, isn't he?
Yeah, this morning when I got odds, he was at like 28, 33-ish, whatever it may be.
See, that's not bad. That's the range I tend to live in more often than not, is that 20 to 40 range. Of course, I love dabbling in the 60s and 70s, but they just don't hit, let's be real. I mean, once in a while they do. But Berger is probably my guy. It's really hard to fade the guy, especially I don't know if I will play him. I just don't play him enough in DraftKings. I don't know why. If I do fade him on DraftKings for my main lineup, I will definitely have a bet on Berger because I'm not going to watch him win, not have a bet exposed to him, and then destroy my main DraftKings lineups. That's how I like to think when I build my DraftKings lineups, and then ultimately have some hedge bets, obviously, on the side. All right, Sam, that's it. Getting to the latter half of the season here. I know it's a little weird season because we still have like some majors coming up, but until next week, good luck, everybody. As always, you can find our content on the websites. Give us a shout out on Twitter if you yourself have any big win, and good luck. We'll see you next week.